Maybe you're having a bad hair day. A really bad hair day. A really bad hair day.
Hello, I'm Carissa, and I've been really mad before. Have you ever been mad? Really, really mad, and you didn't know what to do with your anger? Well, I'm here to help you. I have invented something called the Pillow of Wrath, and I think it might help you with whatever feelings you're feeling.
Maybe you're mad about getting older, because I am. Maybe you're mad about those gray hairs. Maybe you're mad about your clothes don't fit right anymore. They're too tight. You've been in a pandemic and everything has gone crazy in the world. Maybe you can't keep up with a messy house because you work full time. Maybe your parents are annoying. Maybe your significant other is driving you crazy. No, you might be mad because you don't have enough money for something important. Maybe you're mad because all of your friends misunderstood you about something and you weren't able to fix it. Or maybe you're mad because your job is not the one that you want and you can't escape it for some reason. Or maybe you're mad because you're feeling constrained by society. Maybe society is constraining you in a way that you can't break free from. Maybe you have a lot of family history that you can't escape from. Maybe somebody that you really love has gotten sick and you can't do anything about it.
Even worse, maybe somebody you love has died, and there's nothing you can do to bring them back. Whatever it may be, there are always times in life when you're angry about something and you cannot physically express that anywhere. It's just pent up inside of you, trapped inside of you, unreleased energy that has nowhere to go. And it needs to go somewhere. If it stays inside of you, it eats you alive inside and causes all kinds of problems with your feelings and your interactions with others who are trying to help or trying to make your day better, or the good parts about your life that can't shine through because you're so angry and hurt and upset about something.
And so for these reasons, one day I was really mad about one of the things on this list, and I had a brown paper bag sitting around my house, and I had a big fat black marker because it was part of my job to have those, and I put the two together and I came up with the Pillow of Wrath, and now I'd like to help you guys with it too. So I hope you guys like this. So you can make this pillow yourself at home, or I'm happy to make one for you and sell it to you for, a reasonable price. But you can definitely make these at home with your own materials you have lying around and get your feelings out and try to find a way to start healing from what has happened to you. So let's get started. So the first thing that you'll need is a plain brown paper bag. So if it has writing on it, you can deconstruct it and turn it inside out and then have it be plain on the outside so that you can write on it. That's important. The next thing that you're going to need is something to write with. I like these big black markers because your line is so thick and angry looking, and you can really get your feelings out with the black marker. But a pencil will do too, whatever you have to write with. You need a stapler if you're going to staple your stuff together. You need the toilet paper to stuff your brown paper bag with. The staple staples the end so that the toilet paper doesn't fall out. And then you need a pair of scissors, which we will see what we're going to use for that later. Also, an extra step is to have a burn pit, something that's a safe place to burn, to be able to burn the whole thing at the end. But if you don't have a burn pit, you can stop at the end with the scissor step. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is stuff your brown paper bag with your stuffing. So you don't have to use toilet paper. You can use cotton balls, Kleenexes, paper towels, anything combustible that you could burn, or anything safe. You don't want something so small that you can't pick it up easily, because the last thing you want to do when you're angry is to make it worse by having to clean up a huge mess, especially if you're already mad that your house is a mess, which is something that I'm consistently angry about. So if you don't want to make a giant mess, use something easy to clean up like toilet paper, paper towels, something kind of big that's still in larger pieces. So I'm going to finish stuffing this and I'll show you the next step. Okay, I didn't fill mine totally full. If I were going to sell this to you, I would fill it totally full for you so that it's really fluffy. But in this example case, I'm just going to fill it a little bit full. And then you're going to take your ends and fold it to where you can staple them shut. So fold it up, take your stapler, staple your bag shut. Okay? So I went ahead and folded the other end, and I'm going to staple that too so that it has an easier surface to write on. There we go. So it just looks like a package. You could use package too if you have leftover Amazon packages. You can use a leftover Amazon package to fill up. And so fill it up, something plain, and then you're ready to get your anger out. Okay, so now that I have my pillow ready, I've got my marker ready, I'm going to just choose one thing to be angry about on this pillow, because I could be angry about a lot of things, but there's something going on with me. I have a lot of things I'm angry about, so I'm just going to choose one that has been on my mind lately that I wish I could change, that I feel trapped about. So let's say my job. Now, my job is a great job. I'm grateful for my job. There's a lot of great things about my job that's working for my life. However, there are certain aspects of my job that clash with my personality that make it difficult for me. So for this demonstration, I don't want to take this out on any other person in a public demonstration. If this were for me personally and I was alone and quiet in my house, then I could write about anything. But since this is a public post, I don't want to write about other people because it could hurt their feelings if they watch it, and so we don't want to get into those kind of depths in a public video. So I'm going to take something very non-personal to others, just my personal feelings about my job, and get the anger out on my pillow of wrath, because that would be the easiest thing to not set off a lot of alarms for others. So if you work with me or you're my boss or whatever, just know I love you. This has nothing to do with you. This is not about the people I work with. This has to do with just me having to work underneath people ever of any type and not having personal freedom to wake up when I want to. So let's get started. So I'm going to just start gently with it and then see how it builds up and really starts to release the anger as I process. Okay, so one thing that upsets me about my job is I have to follow a strict schedule. I don't like that. I have to follow a lot of rules. I don't like that. I have to dress a certain way. I don't like that. I'm trapped in the same position without being able to advance. So I have so many things I'm angry about my work situation that I'm running out of room, right? And I have the back here to work on, but just start writing over the top of it. Like at some point in your anger, you just have to just start writing over and over and over your words. So I've got more I'm angry about. So I am afraid of people above me. I'm scared I will lose my job and go back to poverty, to a life of poverty. I'm worried that my job negatively affects my parenting. But I think what I'm most mad about is that I want to be free. So I'm going to write that down. I want to be free. I want to run my own life. I want to bring more joy to people. I want my kids to have freedom. I want to be able to make more money. I don't want to go to work and be afraid. I don't want to risk my life going to work anymore. Okay, so that's how it ends up looking when you should be finished. You can keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. Write and write and write until every one of your feelings has been written down that you feel about that. I probably could go on more about my job, but that's definitely the main issues that I have. So I could go on more, but that pretty much covers where I'm at with this particular thing I'm angry about. Okay, now that you have done your writing on your pillow of wrath, you are ready for the next step, which is to really get out your anger. So on one level, you got out your anger just by writing it down. Now you're going to take it to the next level and do that physical part that you cannot do with other people or items or property to others, because that's obviously illegal, so don't do that. So what you want to do is to take something that you can like stab or cut or be angry with to destroy this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to destroy this physically, and then we'll burn it. And now, like I said, if you can't get to the burning step, then stop there. If you can't get to the next step, because you've gotten all your feelings out on this step, then you're good. You can leave it on this step, throw it away. But if you're still angry, you wrote out everything, and whatever it is a really big angry thing, next you want to start taking to it. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you and how that kind of looks. Usually I'm crying at this point, and you can also rub your tears onto your angry pillow first. So if you're crying at this point, once you've written all this stuff down, go ahead and wipe your tears and smear them into the ink so that it really shows your pain and agony. And once you're done with your cry, now you're ready to be physical with this thing. You ready? You got your weapon? Okay, let's do this. Don't be afraid. It's safe. We're gonna be safe. Don't hurt yourself. This is for the pillow of wrath, not for anyone else, not for you. Nobody but the pillow, okay? I wanna be free. I wanna be free, 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 free from this job. Free, 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 free. I have to be free, 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 free. Ugh. Okay, once you've gotten all those feelings out and you have ripped it and you have shredded it and you have like cried over it and it is in all the pieces that it could possibly be in, and you've ripped apart whatever it is that you're angry about, and you've let that go and you have turned it into something more positive and released that energy out into the universal energies that can handle your wrath, then you're ready to burn it and feel healing. Okay, so the idea is you've got to get all that energy out of you safely out into the energies of the universe, not directed at any person, not directed at your important job, not directed at any bit of physical property that you want to take your anger out on, like stabbing people's tires or keying people's cars or whatever these things are that people do when they're mad that are really, really wrong. You need to take it out on your paper, get it out of your feelings, and get it out into the universe. And now we're going to burn this and have another cry and start to heal and move forward. Okay, so now you're in your safe place to do your burn. For me, it's my backyard. I've got a little fire pit here that I've built, but everybody doesn't have that. So one thing that I suggest, if you have to have a very small, safe fire outdoors, but you don't have a backyard, all you have is an apartment complex or something, then you can do one of these very affordable pizza pans, you know, and you can burn small amounts of stuff onto a pizza pan pretty safely. So as long as you have a fireproof, safe surface, and you don't want to do this indoors, but take it outdoors and you can burn things onto this surface, and it will generally be pretty safe if you keep it small. You wouldn't want to burn this much stuff at once. So if you only have a small space to burn and you have an apartment, I would suggest taking a very, very small amount and burning it a little bit at a time. So reduce your pile down to something very small that fits easily onto your fire safe area to burn, and make sure that you have water nearby in case the fire gets out of control so you can douse it with the water safely, because remember, safety is the number one thing here. You're not trying to hurt anybody, including yourself or any property, so make sure that your fire is safe and everything is okay. So in my area I have an actual burn pile, so I'm going to combine the two together and do a fire safe burn with my fire safe pan and my fire safe space. Okay, so for my burn, I've got some matches I could do, I've got a torch, I've got a regular lighter. You don't want it to be close to your hands, and so I'm just going to put a few matches in here to help this thing get going so that it will start. I'm going to place the matches carefully inside so that when the fire hits those match spots, it'll go ahead and ignite. And remember that as you're doing this, you're trying to release any negativity that you still have about this issue, the situation. You want to release any negativity. So I'm going to go ahead and light it up where my match is. And while this is burning, I want you to really think about it releasing all of those feelings out into the universe. And there you have it. As you can see, it burns really cleanly with the paper. If you put anything with plastic in it, it'll ruin your burn. So make sure that you're using all natural materials like cotton, wool, paper, stuff that burn easily if you choose the burn option. If you're going to just throw it away after the first step, then that's not as big of a deal or concern. But if you're going to burn it, you have to make sure and use natural stuff. And so, as you can see, it didn't even really harm my pan when I got finished with it. It's easily cleaned back up, ready to go again for another day of pizza. Everything's gone. And at this point, you just want to take a minute and think about what you've done and what you've released with your feelings. Maybe cry a little bit more. Take a quiet minute and try to find some healing. Take that moment to know that your problem can be solved, that all problems really are temporary, and one day things are going to change, and it might not be the way that you wanted it to be. There are things we don't have control over, but maybe the new change will be all right. Maybe it'll lead to something greater. Try to hold out the faith and the hope that better things can come. And whenever you're feeling upset about whatever's happened, the situation, you can come back to your pillow of wrath and write your feelings out again, and do it as many times as you need until all of your feelings have really been processed and felt and honored and released back to the universe, where everything eventually goes. People who have passed away, things that have happened in the past, it all goes somewhere in memories and smoke and energy. It's just released out there. And I don't know where, and I don't know what happens, but I know all energy can only be transformed. It can never be destroyed. So keep that in mind as you're going through whatever you're going through. Transform that energy, keep it transforming, and try to get yourself back into that positive place of love and light inside of your heart, so that you can be happy again. Because that's what it's really about, right? You want to be happy again. You want to be happy for your kids, your significant other, your friends, your pets, you know. You want to be happy again. So I hope this helps. I hope you all love the Pillow of Wrath. I'm happy to make one for you, sell it to you. Let me know. I'll get it to you. Thanks again.